If you are new here, welcome to Freestyle Inspirations. I am Free. This is my style. I inspire. And we're going to be talking today about, listen, should we be mixing business and pleasure? So if you are here, can you go ahead and like the video, shout out, let me know you're in the building, and let me go ahead and introduce my guest for today. This is a good friend of mine. I have been knowing him for years. This is T. He's going to be joining us today. Look, T is let me see, he's an employee, an entrepreneur. He's educated. He's an artist. So I'm going to go ahead and shout out all of his qualities. But most importantly, any conversation I normally have with this gentleman, like, it's a great conversation. He tells me the truth, even when I don't want to hear it. So I invited him on today, to speak for the fellas. So, all right. Anything you want to say to the family?
How you all?
This is not how you normally talk to you. They like a shot, but that's fine. But no, listen, family, go ahead and let me know, like, just right off the top. Has anyone been in a situation where, let's say you were at work and you dated a coworker, or you were doing some business and you liked the person that you were doing business with? Now, if you've been in a situation like that, tell me, do you feel like, did it really work? Like, can you really mix business relationships with pleasure? And also, because I got to put this out there, we're also going to talk about the fact of how it looks when you're in a relationship, the personal, the pleasure side, and, business things come along and people think they don't have to deal with it. So, all right. So, listen, the first thing I wanted to go ahead and get off my chest is the fact that I feel, what's up, fam, that a lot of times when you are out in the community, I don't care if it's your going to get your car service, you're at the grocery store. If you're a female, chime in, ladies, and let me know. If you are a female, every male that you come in contact with in a business setting normally try to hit on you. So that's where I want to know, like, tell me, is it even a good idea to mix business with pleasure? Because I feel like guys think they go hand in hand. So maybe you can go ahead and speak to that. I mean, guys to me feel like every time it's a business setting, they can hit on you. Why do you think they do that? Because I need to know. I don't want to be hit on all the time. Why? I'm not saying that you're a guy that does that. But why do you feel like guys do that to women? Like, anytime you're in a situation where you're getting some type of service with them and you're an attractive woman, why does a guy automatically feel like you want to mix it with pleasure?
Well, it's kind of like that damsel in distress type thing. Guys look
That
at
is really true.
guys look at that
That's really true.
as a sometime an opportunity, because I mean, if they feel like, if you need help from another guy, then it must not be a guy in your life. So
Okay.
that's one of the things. And some guys, they tend to gravitate to that because they feel like it's easier.
To hit on a woman?
To hit on a woman, hit on a woman who's in help, need, because they feel like they're halfway there. Because you know what I'm saying. If they
Okay. But thank you for saying that. Because speaking up, because fellas, I was just trying to understand, because I don't feel like every time I go in a public setting for service that a gentleman has to assist me, that I want to be hit on. But how do he know I need some help? Like, I mean, it's just me getting my car service, or it's just me getting the groceries, or, needing the lawn service. That's all I ask for.
I mean, sometimes we can just sometimes see the inkling of opportunity and go for it. So, it don't have to be something that just, set in stone and say that's what it is. But, I mean,
is it? Okay. Is it like this unspoken thing, though? Like, did the guys read a book and it's like, when you're around a woman, that's your opportunity? Whether it's business, whatever it is, if you see her, you better go ahead and shoot your shot. Like, is that in the book that we don't know about?
Well, I mean, if it's in a setting where it might not see you again, yeah. But then if it's in a business setting, it's a little different, because 9 times out of 10 they're gonna see you again. You all work together or whatnot, or have business relationship with the same company or whatnot. So
I guess. I know. I don't know. Ladies, tell me, because sometimes, I'm not saying that anytime you do that, it's not okay. We have to meet people, but the experiences I've had are to where, for one, men don't know how to approach you. They don't even know how to. It's like, just because I ask or I need it, as you say, to have my tire changed, don't mean you can just automatically ask me for my number and assume I'm gonna go out with you. It's like, so I'm not saying that, but it's like men don't even know how to approach women, even if they do want to talk to them. It's like you're not even in a position to be doing it.
Well, I guess some guys don't realize that being a gentleman, it's gonna come if it's gonna come. So if you be a gentleman and the female sees that, then 9 times out of 10 it's gonna go there. It'll go a way that you may like.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes we should rush the gun, on things to where we want it now. We want to try to get it now, so to speak. So
Y'all be trying to. So it goes back to what I said a little bit when I said maybe it's this unspoken thing that the guys had, like, hey, I don't know if I'm gonna see her again. Okay, I guess I'm feeling it. Like,
well, because I
guess.
when you're an attractive female, you gonna get hit on a regular basis.
Okay.
So it's just what it is.
Okay.
And so guys feel like their opportunity now, they gonna strike. If they, what I'm saying, if it work out, do it, but don't, in a sense.
Okay, and I get that, but what about the fact that if this is my opportunity, the opportunity has strike, it's like, let me at least put my best foot forward. I feel like, listen, let me tell you something. When I step out the house, I bring my A. I'm just saying, the fellas need to bring their A. If you just might see me passing by, you know what I'm saying? And he don't even know my name. He just think my name Beauty, because all I did was pass by. He didn't get a chance. But I'm not saying you shouldn't approach, or if it's positive or negative outcome. I'm saying, why don't they know how to go ahead and put their best foot forward? If you know that this might be the only time you see me in a business setting or whatever, and you approach me, at least go ahead and give it all you got. You ain't got but one try to impress.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, if we want to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, everybody want to impress somebody when they first meet them. That don't mean you a liar or none of that. It just means I'm bringing my A all the time. I'm telling you, whatever. But you still going to get A whatever, because it's part of my personality. But, okay, so we have one of our family members said, hell no. Business and pleasure does not mix well. For some people, I feel you, sister. I feel you. Because we going to talk about that. Because that is what I'm telling you. It may not necessarily be a positive thing to cross those lines. Because, okay, and that's a great point. Friendships also become ruined over extra problems. Let me tell you what I think. Because I agree with you. If you mix it sometimes, people can get in their feelings. And that cannot go too well. You see what I'm saying? Because even she's saying that. She's like, business and pleasure won't mix well for some people because friendships can get ruined. But I feel like even in love, because I agree with that, people can get in their feelings and not know how to separate the business from the pleasure. I personally think it's okay if you're mature enough to handle what comes along with that if you've met a person in a business setting. If you're mature enough to handle that, I feel like it's fine. But if you know you're not, I don't care what age you are. If you know you're going to get in your feelings and it's going to F stuff up, I feel like you shouldn't cross the lines. What do you think?
Well, yeah, you got to know yourself. And when you meet somebody in a business setting, you kind of wanna keep it as the basis of it because that's where and I know things happen.
Why do you think you should keep it as a basis, though?
Because if it's a good opportunity for both people, then it's one of those situations where you want to sustain it. So it just depends on what's the business setting. If it's where it's a relationship, a business relationship where you're trying to build something off business, then of course you really want to keep it. You want to keep it that way because when you mix the personal into it, sometimes it will ruin the business aspect of it because a lot of things come from personal relationship with somebody.
Feelings.
So
feelings. We already talked about that. That's number one.
So they can affect,
and other things can come from being personal. He's right.
Yeah. So, I think more so you can deal with somebody more so if you deal with them personally first, and then you transfer into a business setting because you kind of already felt that person out in their ways, so you kind of know what they're about, so to speak. So you can kind of map out how the business relationship will work with them. So,
or maybe I need to get to know them personally first to make sure they don't play with my money when it's time, because we already know that business is about money. We're not gonna even sugarcoat that here because we all grown and we all know that money is what we need to survive, to sustain ourselves. So I guess you might be right. Get to know them personally first, family, because I'm telling you, your honey. I already said it. Check out my video. Your honey affects your money. Do you agree with it?
Okay.
You already know what honey is, right? The sweet thing.
Yeah.
However you put that, you know what I'm saying? But how do you feel about that? Does your honey affect your money? If we were just talking about not the friendship, because there is a side of the friendship where two friends can become business partners, and it won't work out. You know what I mean? Maybe that person sees you as a friend and not like, hey, we cool, you are my friend or family member, but this is business. Don't play with me. This is how I eat, and this is how you want to eat. So why you playing? But when it comes to love, I'm telling y'all, it's a whole, it's different.
Yeah, it's different feelings involved.
It's like I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all know I keep it totally honest over here. I have been in this situation and realized and thought about it, like, look, ain't no facts and feelings, and it show ain't no money over there. Like, you really have to know how to separate the two, or you might mess some stuff up. Has anybody in the family been in a situation like that? Like, I don't tell the truth, y'all. I know I ain't the only one that has mixed business with pleasure before. Like I said, even if it was for 5 minutes or 5 months, and even if you met them in a work setting, or it was the waitress at the restaurant, you know, I don't know, the person who does your lawn, the electrician that came to fix something and he winked at you and y'all went out on a date. Like, who else has mixed business with pleasure? And to be honest, what's up, baby? How did that look for y'all? I'm gonna start first. I'm gonna tell y'all how it looked for me. It wasn't a bad thing, probably because a negative thing, because I'm pretty sure I was at a point in my life where I was mature enough to know what I just said. My honey affect my money. Do not play with mine. I'm not gonna play with yours. And that's what we're gonna do. You know what I mean? I don't know why people don't see in the mature standpoint that that's how that works. Right. Do you agree?
Yeah.
You're gonna be playing with, I mean, if it's a business setting, you're gonna be playing with somebody's money either way, whether it's a job and somebody paying you, or y'all on a contract and y'all paying yourself. Because if y'all feelings get involved, y'all ain't gonna even be at work right.
Nah, they gonna be the same.
Okay, I already told the truth. Have you been in that situation before, where you mix business with pleasure, and how did it work out for you? If so, don't give me no timelines, no dates, no nothing, no face, no case. Just tell me what happened. Just tell me what happened. And while he's thinking, fam. Yeah, seriously. Because I'm telling you, it can be a difficult thing, a little touchy subject. Mine wasn't 100, but it wasn't 25. I mean, like I said, it didn't work out negative for me. It really didn't. Or the other person.
I mean, yeah, if I've had situations where, you know, it has transpired from a business relationship, maybe turned to a person. But the way, like I said, my situation wasn't negative. It was a negative outcome because
you said it was not? You did not have a negative outcome?
Because it kind of set the, you know, when you kind of set the president on
2-0, y'all. Let's see how it gonna go in the comments. 2-0. We both said we was straight. Our honey did not affect our money in a negative way when we crossed that line.
And that is all about setting the precedent when you first, you know, start, you know. So that way, you know, especially when you consider yourself grown, you set the precedent to whereas, you know, this is what it is. You know, and you know, you can set the precedent. You can
set, make sure the rules of the contract being followed.
Yeah, exactly.
He don't want to say it, I'm gonna say it.
But at the same time, you gotta know when if feelings get too deep for the situation, that you know, you gotta know when to fall back, so to speak. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's been a situation where that happened, but you know, like I said, you said the president saying, you know, hey, this you know, a type of situation where we got going on. Business one thing, you know, pleasure another, you know, but most times it don't work out for a long haul. But you know,
I was just about to ask him that, and I know he gonna come back and try to ask me, so you know I'm gonna keep 100 too. Go ahead. It didn't work out.
Yeah, I mean it didn't work for a long haul because, like I said, you know, it's either gonna be two things gonna happen: either the business side gonna slack because now that person feels like we involved in some type of way. So now why should I be paying you? And the thing is,
woo, because we gonna talk about it. We about to talk about it. Yeah, keep going.
And so
keep going.
this is one of them things where you gotta then figure out, okay, I guess which one is more important, the money or the honey, and it can go either way.
You said it didn't last long term, but it wasn't negative.
Nah.
Why do you feel like it didn't last long term? And I'm gonna be.
It just kind of fizzled out. It wasn't like I said.
They kind of fizzled out, like you know what I'm saying. It was a flame, then it turned to smoke, baby.
Hey, it happens. To the
It
best of us.
Okay.
But
okay.
that's kind of what happened. So like I said, one of the negative outcomes as far as the cross between business and pleasure, it just was, it gets his head ran the course, so to speak.
Well, in mine, I don't know, y'all. Let me see. It was long. I'm gonna be honest. It was long term. Whatever y'all consider long. I don't even want to talk about it. But it was long term. It wasn't negative, but I feel like maybe the same thing. It fizzled out over a while because I feel like we both just realized maybe in that aspect that we were never going to take it further than what it was. But listen, it brings me into a couple of things. Like when he said, oh, I know what he said. You said how people, let's say we start this business, then it become pleasure, and then you said, then I'm going to be like, I don't want to pay you to come cut my yard no more. That's just the example. But on the flip side, we're going to talk about why men, after a while, people have told me they experienced this, so I'm asking for friends. Men feel like after a while, let's say you didn't mind me not paying at first. Right? You didn't mind because you was trying to get some honey. So you didn't care about your money, I'm assuming. But then after a while, if the pleasure isn't like you want it to be, or some men think they should be getting pleasure, but they don't have to look at the business side. I'm trying to understand why we don't want to be honest that everything is everything. Everybody wants something. Why are we playing like we don't want something and we want things to be one-sided? No. I feel like personally there's a business and a pleasure side to every relationship. I don't know why people don't get that. You know what I'm saying? It's a, hey, thank you.
Yeah, marriage is a business.
Thank you.
Why should you sign a license?
I'm trying to tell you.
Marriage
So I don't understand why people don't see that it's a business and pleasure side to everything. And I don't know. Okay, so what do you think some of the, okay, let's say you mix business and pleasure. I want you to think about this. What could be some positive aspects of mixing business with pleasure? I want you to think about that. And then the family been talking, so hold on, because we want to make sure we include everybody. Okay, so one of my homegirls in the comments said it was a train wreck. What the? A train wreck? Because, I mean, that's a deep phrase, if you ask me. And you know what? Yes, thankfully you all did not have to work in the same location. Because I'm telling you, those are some negative aspects of things you have to think about. What if I dip over there? Just dip over there and then dip right back and it don't work out and I still got to see her every day.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So I could see how that could be a train wreck. I could see that. Okay, and because you said you've mixed business with pleasure, it can turn into something beautiful. It can also, why do I use these deep words today? It can turn into a catastrophic horror movie. I need, please explain it. If you want to elaborate about the train wreck, tell me about, we want to hear a little bit about the train wreck. But I want to hear about this horror movie. Yes, I want to hear about this horror movie. And okay, so sis, you said you tried it before it didn't work out. Because it wasn't getting taken care of in the right way. Is that what you're saying? The man is thinking about pleasure. Yes, and that's what I meant when I just said that. Why do men still want to think about pleasure? I ain't saying they shouldn't, but then they want to forget that it's a business. What's your plan? What? I know you ain't never did this, but please talk about it, please. Well, that sounds just like a man. They're gonna say, well.
I mean, if you just look at it, it kind of goes how in the household go. I mean, once a man gets settled into the household, most of the time the woman takes care of she might not be actually paying the bills as far as physically paying them, but she's making sure they get paid. So she's taking care of the business side of the household. Whereas the man, you know, he go out and make the money, we come home, he want to get pleasure. So I mean, it's
Well,
just,
come on with it, friend. Tell the truth.
I mean, that's kind of how it go. You know, that's kind of how the roles of a household kind of normally went. You know what I mean? And so,
And from your standpoint, would you see that as a positive? Because I don't know that everybody sees that part of the business relationship as a positive. Some women may not want to be the one that handles the bills, and I'm not sure if you said stay at home, but however you said that. And some men,
yeah, it just
don't
depends.
like
On,
that.
yeah, it depends on the individual. I mean, it's an individual case now, especially these days. So, it's an individual case to whereas you know, I give credit to women. They had to take on the road because it was a necessity to take on the road.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we men, kind of left it in the barren. So, the
Mm-hmm.
woman had to do that.
Yeah.
And so now it become a sense to whereas they got used to doing it, and they kind of just take on that role without even knowing they're doing it.
And the man want to come home and be pleasured.
And I mean, and it's not like that. Like just come home.
But that's what you said.
I mean, but what I'm saying is, if I'm going out,
saying.
what I'm saying is,
Now,
if I'm going out,
if
I'm going,
this your case, stand on it.
what I'm
please.
saying is, if I'm going out, you know what I'm saying, making the bread. Not saying she necessarily a stay at home mom, nothing like that. But if it's the case though, I don't want to make the bread or whatever. I'm just saying that's not how I look at it. That's how some could look at it.
So could that be a positive then?
If it works out.
If it works for, yeah.
If it works out.
I was just going to say that.
If that woman is content with being at home or, a small role, in the workforce or whatnot.
But what happens?
I apologize. No, go ahead.
I was thinking too fast. Keep going. Being in the workforce. Go ahead.
I mean, just being in the workforce and that's cool with her, then, hey, the motivate. I mean, this day boat ain't so going to float. So, but you're just an individual case. So that's why I say you can't ever put everybody in the book because you got some men that want a woman to work because he don't want to work as hard. You know what I mean? So, kind of like meeting in the middle. It's all type of ways to look at it.
Did you just? Okay. That's a whole nother subject. But I heard what you said because he don't want to work as hard. So that sounds like to me you saying, nah, the man needs to work a little harder than the woman. Like
no, what I'm saying is because generally back in the day, the man did
work a little more physical.
Whether if he worked two jobs, if he had to work two jobs for the woman to be able to stay at home.
Okay,
so,
I got you.
That's where I come from.
I got you. So, and I was thinking about that because I know that we ended up talking about that because you said that's kind of how it goes. The man wants to be pleasured after he came home from a hard day of work, and she been at home taking care of business, bills, and the kids. That would sound like you said. But what about those times when men still want to be pleasured and they forget about the business side? Like, you forget that everything is business. Right. Why are you playing? Why you playing like you don't know that everything is business? Exactly. Everything is business. Like you said. So why do men still want to be pleasured and feel like they don't have to step up to the plate to give you the business side of it? Like, I'm trying to give you an example. I feel like somebody told me how men sometimes will, listen, y'all, I'm talking about relationships and commitments. I ain't talking about if you got the understanding that y'all just sleeping around because you can't do that because you're grown. I'm talking about people that are saying they are in commitments and they are committed and in relationships, men and women. Why do men sometimes feel like they will ask you to be their woman or want you to be their woman, want you to be committed to them and committed to pleasuring them too now? But if you say, hey, babe, I need some help on my bills, or I need the tire fixed, or the kids need something, even if they ain't his kids, why? With some males have the audacity to think that would be wrong for that woman not to ask them for something and she's pleasuring him. Let's make sure we stay right there, family. I said they in a commitment or a relationship and they doing commitment and relationship things. But the man feels like, I don't supposed to pay her bills. I don't supposed to do. Who told him that?
Well, I mean,
who told him it was something wrong with asking?
I mean, they're just a man who hasn't matured yet. I mean, we've gotten the false.
Say it louder. I know.
I said that's a man that just hasn't matured yet. I mean, we've gotten a false narrative of that. Taking care of a woman is what they call tricking. You know what I'm saying? Getting played, things of that nature.
You said it's a false narrative, yes, right, King? Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, King. A King said it's a false narrative to think that that's what that is. Thank you. Proceed.
And I never forget, I'm going to use my uncle for example.
Don't say your uncle name.
Nah, you don't say his name.
No, just
we was around rapping one day. We was just talking life. And, you know, his son had got angry while we was talking because, you know, he felt like his dad was a trick because, you know, he took care of the women that he was around or whatnot.
Oh
And at the
wow.
time, my uncle never been married, you know what I
Oh wow.
mean, stayed by himself.
Mhm.
And he went off, my cousin went off on his rant, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the other. And my uncle had to tell me, he said, son, a trick is somebody not getting something, who's not getting something for what he's paid for.
What say
He
that
said a
again?
trick is somebody's not getting. So she said, if I'm happy in the end, she happy in the end, it's no tricking involved. Nobody got tricked. You know what I mean? So,
And
you
they
know,
told me it wasn't tricking if you had it anyway. So
there
why
you
you
go.
playing? Why you
There
playing?
you
Go
go.
ahead.
There you
Go
go.
ahead, King.
So, you know, we just got the false narrative from rappers, you know, some call your hood niggas. I'm sorry, you know, I said
No,
niggas.
you ain't sorry.
But yeah,
Keep going.
your so-called hood niggas
Yeah.
who want to say these certain things, but in essence, they are spending money at the same time. Like I said, it ain't a thing where you say you gotta spend.
Ain't kissing and
And
telling.
yeah, and I mean, you know,
But they doing it.
and I mean, and it's quite natural to want to do that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because my thing is if you don't take care of the woman, somebody else will. So
Hold on. You're not talking loud enough for the people in the balcony. If you
don't take care of a woman, somebody else will. So then you'll lose out in this. So I mean, it's on you.
And why would you not want to take care of a woman that's pleasuring you? Like, that's the whole point of what we talking about. I'm not saying, I'm asking, has it worked for people? Yes. Thank you. I'm asking, has it worked for you? Has it not worked for you? Because, hey, maybe I'm not saying it won't ever work. We can find some pointers of how it can work better next time. But I'm telling you, everything that you just said makes sense. False narratives have been spread about I feel how men treat women in general, and men don't realize that's why y'all lacking. Yeah, I said what I said because a real woman, brings everything to your life to enhance you, hunty. We can create whole human beings. We can create anything. So if you have the right woman in your corner, she's pleasuring you, she's committed, and she's doing these things. Why would you be offended by her asking? You should be offended if you ain't offering. Because you said this woman take care of you. You said she pleased you. You're committed to her. You done asked her to be your woman.
Yeah, if you locked in like this, she shouldn't have to ask you. You know, it's supposed to be something that's kind of already, you know, known, so to speak. So you know something. If you know something ain't there or needs to be taken care of, it necessarily shouldn't have to be asked of you.
And
You know
should
what I
you,
mean?
as a man, not want your woman to be taken care of?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's the question.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to know because I
Because
know.
that's the case why she's your woman. Why you calling her
That's
woman?
right. See? Yeah, I'm bringing you back. You come back. You earn your spot back on the show. Because I'm telling you, I didn't want to come on and feel like I was just speaking one-sided about it. I wanted a gentleman to speak about it. And I'm telling you, we got men that think like that. And we're going to talk about the women because you know we always going to keep it 100 on both sides. We know that there are only some women that are only looking for that. Just like we know that obviously there are some men on the other side that want to be pleased, but they don't want to step up to the plate. I can be honest to say that I'm not that woman, but I know that there's a balance to everything. Every woman isn't gonna be, however you want to say it, the woman is going to pour into your life and please you. But if you got her, I'm just saying, take care of her. Yeah. But I know that every woman ain't like that. Just like as women, we have to be on the other end of overstanding. If the man can't step up to the plate and he wants only the pleasure side, you don't need to have no business or no pleasure with him, in my opinion. But yeah, and the family feel the same way, obviously, because they're like, listen, some of them had a train wreck in a horror movie, but they're like, it really just depends. So what you say, sis, if someone decides that they want to mix the two, take care of your business first, you know, see, that's what I'm talking about. Take care of your business first, because it won't be, yeah, you saw what you said. Take care of that business first or it won't be no pleasure, you know. And I feel the same way. Let me just say this. Now tell me, okay, you said truth. We friends. We've been knowing each other a long time. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel that way. I know who I am as a woman. Ain't no man gonna be able to say I'm his woman, and I ain't pleasing him because anything I put my name on, I do it well. What is you talking about? Free my woman, free take care of him, whatever. But he has to do the same for me. Right. And I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with me looking at it from that aspect because everybody wants something. And relationships are about reciprocity. Shouldn't be one-sided. Shouldn't be one-sided at all. But we all know there are some negative things that come with it. I'm telling you, I thought about it earlier. I really did, family. Earlier, I was thinking, tell me if you agree, there are some times when you shouldn't. Like when you just know you done miss somebody, and I think my sis said it, that's just not the person. You know it's just not, and you crossing lines. I feel like it can happen in a negative aspect. A lot of times that I see proof of is that things come out of those relationships, like children and things of that nature, and it really just mess things up. Not the children. The fact that the relationship you knew up front in the beginning. I'm only talking about the ones we knew. Like you knew there wasn't nobody you were gonna take home to your family. Like you knew all of this stuff. And a negative aspect of mixing business and pleasure can be you done mix pleasure, you done had some babies, and you don't even want to take care of them, or you don't want to deal with him. Am I wrong? Because we've seen that happen. We've definitely seen that happen. And I think that part is like the sad part. I tell people that's where you get baby mama, baby daddy from, and I hate those words. I hate that, like with a passion, because there was mixing business with pleasure, and it didn't work out. Didn't work out. But you ain't had them kind of problems, have you? Because I haven't.
No, I hadn't.
Yeah, I haven't either. I haven't. But listen, I do want to ask you this one too. Like, when you talked about there are some men that just want pleasure and they're just not mature, they haven't looked at it in the side of both aspects of business and pleasure. Do you feel like that's why a lot of times we see, I'm gonna speak from a woman, women that support men, like on their dreams or their goals or whatever they want, and they really never give the woman the support back or the credit because it's like you were too immature. On that side, I feel like you were just looking at it like that was her role or that was her job. Because pleasure don't always have to be sex. I know that. Right. Pleasure can be support, however you see that. And that's why I say, do you feel like that's why some women, and I'm not saying men haven't done this and got the short end of the stick, but do you feel like that's why a lot of times we see women supporting men, like holding them down, and then it's like he get up and he don't even remember. He get amnesia, you know.
Well, it comes with, I guess, a guy's ego in a sense because, a lot of guys don't want to say they had to have help to get to where they got. You know what I mean? And so they want
But
to say.
But did you have to, or was somebody just supporting you?
I'm not even saying.
I'm just asking.
I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that they had help to get to where they
got. Oh, they had help.
Yeah. So
they don't want to say they received.
They don't receive help because they don't want to feel like they self-made and they did it on their own.
Okay.
There may be a reason, but I feel like if that was the person who helped you get there, mm-hmm. why wouldn't you want to shine a light on them too? Because there's a trickle down effect that I think we as black folks don't realize can happen. Mm-hmm. And if we give people the credit that they deserve it can keep going on. But it's we kind of like the buck stops here with us. So you know what I mean. So sometimes I guess that's what the issue is with the with the male in that situation.
Okay. I don't know. I'm looking. Look, the family said. We already know they already said we supposed to be taking care of business first, then pleasure. I agree with it. The only way you're going to get a little pleasure before business is if you get some on your way to work. All right. We going to move on. All right. And then Cuz said it depends on what level you all are. What level you're on. And okay, so he's saying in the relationship. Because he feels that if you're not married, the man is honestly not obligated to take care of every child not biologically his. I agree. That's also making him responsible for another man's responsibility. Yes and no. Because it ain't making you unless I tell you. I feel. Tell me if I'm wrong. It's not making you. But I agree with what he's saying. You're not obligated for any child that's not yours unless you're married. But I was looking at it from the aspect of, let's say you and I are in a relationship and I have children and I'm pleasing him. Can I not ask him? Should I even have to, for one? But that's a whole nother subject. But what I'm saying is sometimes you ask and a man feels like offended. Even if you asking about your child, I'm a package deal. Don't play with me. Yeah. Even if I was in a relationship with him and he had a kid. They're a package deal. I ain't finna play with him. So I feel like sometimes people can even get that twisted. And I'm not saying that because I'm a mother, because I'm telling you, I see it on both sides. I personally told someone years ago, I would never deal with a man who won't take care of his children. That's non-negotiable with me. What are you saying? He's showing me what kind of male he is. It's non-negotiable. You can't give me a reason, an excuse of why, because my thing is there's no way a woman can keep you from your child if you're trying to get to him, even if you got to do it the legal way. So I just feel like it's all the same. That's why I say package deals. Why do some people, not saying cuz does, but some people feel like that? I don't have to do anything for her, but you still being pleased by her.
Well, I mean, I don't know why some people feel that way. I mean, because it depends on what type of relationship they got, I guess, too. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people in these toxic relationships,
You about, woo, I knew you about to say it.
they go back and forth on things to where one minute is this way and this
Thank
minute is that way.
you. I knew you was about
So
to say
at certain times, it can be in the toxicity zone.
That's a toxic.
And,
even if you feel like
yeah,
that.
and so they get it mixed up, and and forget what the main purpose is, and it's the kids. I mean,
they just ain't keeping the main thing. Period. Don't look like.
And so they get in there, involved in their feelings, and tend to stray away from what's the real important matter at hand. You know what I mean? So
okay.
That's just for example, the little McDonald thing. That was out on the internet where they do only bought the one McDonald for the one child.
Cause I ain't hear that.
Yeah,
you want to elaborate?
And so basically, it was like the whole thing where he bought for his son, but then buy for the other kids. She got mad, threw the food out like you can't buy for one, don't buy for none.
I would have threw the food out, but he would have had me all the way.
And she was like, you been,
yeah, but I ain't throwing the food out.
She was like, you were bringing the food in first, so now because we ain't
Oh,
together no more, we ain't gonna bring just one. You know what I'm saying? He was being petty, but then on the flip side, what I could have said, like I was telling people, like, now me personally, I wouldn't do it because my conscience would let me do it. You bring kids, one kid McDonald's, you know how McDonald's is for kids. They like it.
Food,
it Happy Meal, all that, yeah. So I just couldn't do it knowing that them kids, the mother folk kids, wouldn't have had none either. That's just me personally. But on the flip side of that, the way she reacted to the situation, she might be one of the ones so toxic that you really don't even want to deal with her. And you like, this my son, I'm going to come over there and deal with him and deal with him only. And then people didn't know his situation. He could have had more kids too. I mean, you just don't know. But the thing is, it's about how you handle stuff. You're supposed to be an adult, you do shit in an adult situation, in an adult way. And the way she did it was not, it wasn't an adult way to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She could have just said, just don't break it, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But
do you feel like he should have brought one?
No, that's why I said for me, I wouldn't just brought one. I wouldn't just brought one because I'm feel like I can't count that man's pockets, but McDonald's you can figure a way to make everybody happy.
I was raised, you don't bring one person something and not the other. I was just raised that way. It doesn't make sense. If you don't have enough for everybody, let's say the man really didn't have enough, he should have been told the child's mother, I really don't have enough for both. I'm about to bring this. I don't care. Let me tell you something. A real man would have been like, split this with them. That's all I had.
Yeah.
But it sounds like to me, because I didn't hear it, that's why I wanted him to explain that it was pettiness going on. But it's still, she didn't handle it the right way.
Right.
But, energy is energy and it's transferable. I don't know how many times he don't play with her. I don't know how she felt when he did it because you said that she said, you've been doing it. When we were together, you were bringing things for my other children. Yeah. So, that was toxic, And I hate that. And remember, I said, the point of mixing business with pleasure where it messes us up. I just gave that example. When you can't co-parent well. And I'm not saying this for every situation, but a lot of times when you don't need to lay with somebody. But, whatever. But that was petty to me. And because I've not experienced it, but I've seen people do that. Yeah, and I'm just going to be 100. It was always a man. Yeah, I ain't never seen no woman do that. I mean, I don't know if it's because we birth kids and we can't see that. And I'm not saying a woman won't do that, fellas. I'm just saying. But I've never seen it. I've always seen it come from the aspect of a man. And it's like, why? Or even not wanting to do something for the child because he felt like the mother was benefiting. And I'm like, that has to be the most toxic shit in the world right there. And that's why some people don't need to mix business with pleasure. All right, family, what you say? Yes, if you ain't got no money, you don't get no honey. She said in that order. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm with you. All right, so yeah, okay, and she says true love and support is too valuable to be given away for free without commitment as well. Yes, and I agree with you. Everything, let me give this disclaimer. I don't really care, but I'm gonna say it. When I say business, I'm not necessarily always talking about money. Just like I said, pleasure can look like sex, support, whatever it is. I feel like business can look like money. It can look like supporting something financial, or it could just be the fact that you're giving me a commitment. You said yourself earlier, what did he say? Even a marriage is a business contract. Even a marriage is a business contract. They had sense enough to say that. So why we don't have sense enough to know, thank you, sis, that we need commitments. We need commitments. Like, ain't nothing free. At least that's what my mom said. Ain't nothing free. And I agree. So yeah. And a few of you have said that you never tried it personally, but you don't feel that it will work because they said a lot of what we said. The feelings that are gonna be involved with mixing business and pleasure. Yeah. You're right. That messed up the business part. And I said that earlier. I feel like if you're unable to be mature enough to do both.
And that's when knowing the people as well. I mean, if you get to know the person, you know the signs. If you know they're a jealous type person, person that jumps to conclusions, without giving the benefit of the doubt, then
Tell the truth.
it's probably not gonna fare well in business because it's gonna be situations where you may have to do a business meeting with somebody of the opposite sex,
yeah.
And and this person feel uncomfortable because he may be or she may be insecure with their own self. Then there you go. But you gotta kind of feel that out before you go to the business side with it. So it's kind of one thing whereas you can miss pleasure with business versus business with pleasure, I think. Because if you get to know somebody on the pleasure side, you get to know them personally.
Yeah.
Then therefore kind of what pushes their buttons, what they're against, what they're not against, and you kind of you can make a better business decision off that than versus you trying to go into business and then y'all have pleasure that you find out
they pregnant or something.
Case or you know what I'm saying?
I know.
Or whatever the case
need
may
a
be.
whole cap.
And
Need
then,
one of these. You come see me.
Now you more than
Gotta
just
be careful. Gotta be careful.
More than just the business in jeopardy then,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got more things to worry about then. So, it's all about getting to know the person that you're dealing with. Really.
Yeah. And you can. I agree with you. I feel personally you can. I don't feel like you should in all situations. And I've seen a couple of people say that. You can, but you shouldn't. And I feel like there are times when we know that we shouldn't. Yes, I agree with you, sis. That was messed up because situation you talked about earlier, the kids got to see it and the kids that got hurt. And that's what I said, one of the negative aspects of mixing business and pleasure. And then she also says, mixing business and pleasure can work if both parties are on the same page. I totally agree. Yeah. Not only do you have to be on the same page, you got to be mature. Because I'm telling you, when petty come out, because I'm not going to, the reason I separated those two, I said you have to be on the same page. And you have to be mature. Because we can be on the same page and I could not be mature. I ain't going to say that because I don't even want to pick on them today. Mm-hmm. I could be the one that's not mature. Like, we could both know we want to get this money. But then I know I'm going to be jealous every time he got to deal with a female. That's not mature. It's not mature. And another time the immaturity comes out is when people are being petty. That situation with those kids in that McDonald's, that was being petty. It was a response when she threw it away. It was immature on her end. It was petty and immature on his end. And that's why I feel like some of them are saying you got to be on the same page. Oh, yeah. And the same level. Thank you, sis. On the same page and level. Maturity level, that is. And you basically, you have to have a great understanding and have everything in writing. I tell people, I'm going to throw this in right quick. I don't care what nobody say. I don't know why people have so many issues with just being honest about what they want and what they don't want. I feel like I remember listening to something years ago and I had to deal with like working with people, and I'm telling you, I didn't realize so many people didn't understand the concept of maybe having something like a prenup or a business contract. Because I feel like, remember we said marriage was a contract. Prenup ain't nothing but a contract in the contract case the contract don't work out. That's it. But people really were like going through stuff because you got to know what your state allows and doesn't allow and the laws, right? And people were getting messed up with no grease because they were not paying attention to things, and because I feel a lot of people think that you only supposed to have a contract within a contract, a prenup, if you have like wealth or money and you're a celebrity. And I'm like, average people need prenups if that's what you want. I ain't trying to send, this ain't no commercial for them. I'm just saying. But what I'm saying is, why do people look at that? It's a commitment. If the commitment don't work, this is an agreement we have outside of that, because we have to be realistic. But and it made me think about it when she said have everything in writing. Listen, if we go ahead and start a cleaning service, a daycare, whatever, a restaurant, and we're gonna have all this paperwork in writing, why, if we get married or have some kids, we can't have paperwork in writing without other people having to get in our business first? Because see, when we go do the restaurant, we ain't gonna wait till something bad happens to bring the legal part in, right? What we do? We gonna have it up front. So we out here having babies and marriages, but we don't want to have the agreement up front just in case. Just in case. And I'm not saying, listen, it took me a lot of leveling up and maturing to realize that this is how this goes, especially because it's all a contract. So I appreciate you, sis. I know I went on a rant, but I had to talk about that, having that stuff in writing, because we look at it from certain aspects, and from some of them, do we just be getting in our feelings in them other parts? Is that what happened?
Basically, in a nutshell.
That's why you say it like that. In a nutshell, yeah. That's what it is. We get in them feelings, and we love people at the altar in front of the preacher, and then, you know what I'm saying, we hate what you say in the song. And if you wonder why I hate you, that's what we saying at the divorce table. What did you do to make what did I do to make you feel like this? But we forget that when we walking down the aisle singing, there's a ribbon in the sky for our love. We forget all that shit. They act like we don't know we need contracts, papers. We need papers before we have to sign them other papers. Like, just get your papers straight, and sometimes you can be amicable about everything.
But people don't look at it like that.
I should have had a baby contract when I had my son. I'm just like, he grown, man, don't matter. Go ahead.
They don't look at it like that now. I mean, if you just really think about it, when you talking about getting married, you are combining your finances, you combining this person's inabilities, your inabilities. And, when you combine all this
your
stuff,
feelings.
You don't really know.
I don't know why he left that one out.
I mean, that goes without saying. But see,
now we gotta say
but the thing is you're so much in love, you look past all the other stuff. That's the problems. See,
they shouldn't go first.
So that ought to be sustained before you talk about it, because, I mean, the feeling part is so-called the easy part. Because it goes without no work. I mean, it just is what it is. But, it goes in work when you talking about you got to pay a mortgage, when you got to pay these bills.
Kids need to be fed. It's business when the kids need to be fed.
Side of it, you know what I mean? Yeah. People don't realize, so they can look at it just head forward as being just,
I was in love, and I wanted to make them babies, but then I don't want to. And that's what I meant. That's all I was saying. We in love, we want to make the babies, and we want to get married, but we don't overstand that the business side is feeding the babies and paying the mortgage where we gonna have sex at. Like, come on.
And that's the side. and that's the side you and their partner gotta be on one level of accord.
We gotta be on the same level. That's what Fitz said.
Because if you ain't on that level of accord, then the business side gonna out trump the love side every time. Because I mean,
it is.
It's gonna put bearings on the love side if the finances ain't getting done right, if the business ain't getting done right. If y'all ain't in agreement.
No honey, no money. Yeah, no money, no honey.
You ain't in agreement on what the mortgage should be. Anything, you gotta have a basis on all of it, and that's the business part of a marriage. But the prenup part, I don't see why it should be looked upon as bad.
Don't have to be negative. They can be good.
I mean, you just never know. Because over years, people grow apart or people come into different phases of their life, and it might be not the same phase that your partner want to go with. So I mean, you gotta be mature enough and understand it.
And what about the aspect of sometimes, like, a prenup doesn't have to be negative, like you said. A prenup could just say, whatever I came in with, I'm gonna
Right.
leave with, and whatever you came in with, you're gonna leave with, and whatever we do together, we're gonna split it.
Right.
That's really not bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's nothing
Versus
wrong with it.
she get everything, or he get everything.
Because if it's not one side beginning, then it won't be no ill intent if it ended that way, because it was it's kind of divided amongst kind of it was an agreement. Okay, yeah, you take this, I take this, whatever.
Yeah.
But see, people think of prenup, I'm just gonna leave you high and dry, I'm gonna take what's mine. And yeah, it ain't gotta be like that. It can just be
You gotta think outside of your feelings more.
Right.
Like we
you know what I'm
said.
saying? A business decision. That's all it is, just a business decision in case, like you said, the business go belly. Okay, you take this, you take that, you know.
Yeah.
We go our separate ways, just like having a percentage in the company.
Yeah.
If the company go flop, you get my
You
percentage
still get-
out.
yeah.
You get your percentage out. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that. But
And I feel like more people, if they saw it from this aspect, they would be more open to mixing them both. Because we're going to talk about this in a minute. I can't leave without saying this. What do you all think the whole aspect of a power couple is? People that you see that are married or committed or in a relationship or however you see it, that's getting money together. You got to look at it from the positive side of how much it can benefit both of y'all. If you can personally have a good relationship with somebody, then have a great business relationship with them, that's my couple goal. That's my couple goal. All right, so fam said some guys feel that way. I guess maybe as far as taking care of the kids or the finances. That's why I feel like you're going with that. So tell me if I'm correct. That's the reason some guys feel that way, is because when you're only pleasing him sexually, the guy pleasing you too, plus helping with your finances and dining you and all of those things. And then, the guy feels that's asking way more than what you're giving him. I agree with you. I said earlier, nothing should be one-sided, because I don't feel like a guy should want to be pleased and not do those things he's naming. And I also don't feel like a guy should be doing all of those things that he's naming, and then the woman isn't pleasing him. Like, you see what he's saying from a guy's standpoint? I mean, do you feel like women can do a lot of that? Because I haven't done that personally. I can't speak to that. But a guy can tell me if they feel like a woman want to be wined and dined and doing all these things. And I guess he said all she doing is having sex with him. But she want him to do all of those things. I'm going to say it like this. Do you think that's an even trade? I think he's saying only, yeah, whatever. You about to answer this one. Because I feel like,
I get the pen though.
Don't worry about it.
I guess. I don't know if it's working or not.
Tell the truth though. Tell the truth.
But I mean, like I said, if you feel
So
like
some
if you don't feel like you're getting took in the end, I guess it is an even trade. You know what I mean? If you feel like the sex that she giving you is worth you paying the bill, doing it, then hey, I guess it's for the marriage. But if you feel like you're getting shortchanged, if you feel like you're getting shortchanged in the end, then you know, hey, you might need to put on one of them bills or come up one of them bills.
But pay some of them, right?
Yeah,
I'm just trying to help you
kind of even it out, you know.
So you're saying, I feel like you're saying your opinion to the family is, if you feel like just her sex is enough, her sexual pleasure for you is enough to make you help her out, you ain't really got no problem with it. But it could be looked at one-sided if that's all she's giving, like what he's saying.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it depends on what you want.
But vice versa. She could
You know
just
what
be,
I'm
it could just be that good.
Yeah.
Could just be that good. It could just be. I'm just saying. But this is what I was gonna go back to say. What you say Unc said earlier, because I feel like your uncle gave us some great advice. Whatever he was saying to his son, how did he explain it to his son when it come to that?
I mean, because he basically said, you know, if I'm doing something for a woman, and whether it's her going out with me, you know, her having sex with me, whatever it is she give me in return, if I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I didn't get satisfied with her, and you know what I mean, he's
Uncle
like,
said he getting pleased.
Yeah, I mean, so
Whatever.
I guess because
Whatever.
a definition
Ain't tricking to be
a definition of a trick is somebody who get tricked out their money.
Thank
you. Know
you.
What I mean?
Say it again.
I mean,
or
again,
anything,
yeah,
not just money.
yeah,
but the
just
definition
trick
of a
out
trick is a person getting tricked or a person trying to trick you.
Yeah.
If they're not trying to trick you and her sex just that good, and both of y'all agree that you're
That's
going to take care of her as long as she keep getting, like, what's the problem? Not saying that's for everybody.
Yeah, if that's the understanding,
Or,
then, you know.
Do you feel like from women's standpoint, they could feel like, maybe let's say all the men got to do is please them? I don't know, fellas. I don't know if y'all ever been in this situation. I don't even know if men think like that because I'm not a man. But do men feel like, well, I can just, because I feel like I heard somebody say this. Well, why don't we look at from the male standpoint? What if I'm just pleasing her sexually and she take care of me? Do you think there could possibly, because this ain't you, put on your other hat. This ain't you, but do you think some guys could think like that too? Like, well, my sex, because Drake said this, so I shouldn't have to. That's what Drake said.
Yeah, I mean, you got your sugar mamas
Is
out
it
there.
just him?
You know?
Is it just him? That's what he said. It's so good. He shouldn't even have to. That's what he said. A guy said that, so that's why I said that.
I mean, you got the sugar mamas out there, so I mean, you know,
sugar mama sound funny. But I guess
it's not as common.
We gotta be fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as common, but I mean, yeah, you got them out there like that, you know what I mean? So, you know.
Okay.
Most time, you know, this is more geared toward the younger guys who, you know, don't have none or don't want to work to get none. So that's kind of their avenue, you know what I mean? So hey, if it works for them, it works for them, man.
I probably should have titled this. It's so good you shouldn't have to do it for free. Is it just me? Nah, let me go play it. Okay, and I feel you, but because like I said, I want to be fair, and I'm telling you, I just feel like I heard a guy out there that was saying, even if he's not feeling that way, he feels that way. Like, okay, well, maybe a man's sex can be that good that the woman can do whatever and take care of him. And like you said, it's a couple sugar mamas out there. Yeah. They out there. Okay, so sis said, side note, the value of a real woman is way more than just sex. You know. Just like the value of a real man is deeper than just provocation. Okay. I think a lot of men and women reduce each other's roles to mostly just that. I agree. Do you agree? You don't have to. Just... Because she's saying basically, we look at the value of each other. I feel like, tell me if this is what you're saying, sis. We putting value on money and sex. Because society kind of does put that value. The man provide, the woman please sexually. Is that not how this normally go? And I feel like that's what she's saying. But sis, I agree with you. And I feel like that's why. Society paints us as and influences us to paint each other as sex objects. Do you agree?
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to women. Yeah. Some men too, but mainly women. And then society paints him as he got money. He's a provider. He's strong. He can take care of you. So all you got to do is, and he gon', that look like a strip club. But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So, I mean, I agree with her, and I feel like society has painted that.
Yeah.
Who do you think is painted? Because that's what I think.
I mean, you know, that goes with all the social media, the rap videos. I mean, all that.
Society, social media.
Yeah, I mean, it all plays a part in it. And it paints an unrealistic picture, really. When, you know, if you really just get to know the person first, a lot of times you feel out a whole lot better than going the other way around. Yeah.
Speaking of getting to know people, it look like Cuz said, some men don't have a problem with doing that. Some guys feel that way, though, because it looks like he's saying, probably one of his homeboys told him this, some women ask for help or money up front, like even before pleasing the guy. I done had, you know, he my friend. Yes. He know I got a lot of male family members, you know. I've heard people say that. Like the woman will ask for something so upfront, like, you know what I'm saying? We already know what we want, right? We know what we want. You know what you want when you meet a woman? I know what I want when I meet a man. Whatever that looks like, even if it's not on day one. Most of us know overall what we want. But do you think that is too early? Because I'm going to be honest, it's like you already asked. I just don't see myself doing that. Asking for somebody something up front. Or maybe I ain't saying she a gold digger.
Hey,
but she ain't messing with no broke. Yeah. You know.
They out there not gonna attest to it. I mean, they are out there. So I mean, it's more common than you probably would think. And you know, a lot of them got big audacities.
And that's why you're here to speak to that, because I'm telling you, I can't. I'm a realist as a woman. I know that there are women like that out there, but I'm not one of them. So I need guys to tell me that. And yeah, cuz I see what you're saying. You were saying that's why some guys may feel that way with her asking for help for all the kids. That's what he was saying, because she asked for it up front. You know, one of my close family members told me something similar to that. Like, he kind of felt bad for the lady he was dating, or no, he said that he had sympathy for her because she had a kid and he was trying to do for her, but then he found out she was trying to play. I was like, and cut her ass to the left, to the left. I'm gonna say that even as a woman. So you're right. There are some women that will ask up front, and cause maybe they were using the kids. You know, we always gonna be fair over here. Just like we know some men want to be pleased and they don't want to do nothing. They don't want to do nothing for you. They swear it killed them when you asked them for $20, but they wasn't saying that 20 minutes ago. Yeah. And then we know it's some women out here that we ain't gonna say they no gold diggers, but they ain't messing with no broke niggas. We know that. Yeah. So I do see it from both aspects of what you're saying. You're asking, what you say? So we're trying to calculate what he owed, who and what he owed and how much. Yeah, I think that is what they be doing. They be like, let me ask him right quick before he got to pay the mortgage and, you know, the utilities. We already know he riding in a nice car. He got to pay that first. Let me get mine. Hold on. Yeah. Let me get mine.
I guess it's what it is.
Oh my goodness. But what if that's what she want? And you know, she already knows she gonna please you.
I mean, you can't knock her, but at the same time,
she already knows she gonna do it.
But at the same time, she can't be mad at the response you give either, and that be the problem. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You gonna come up front like that, but the response you get might not be what you want to get.
So you gotta be grown about the shit.
You gotta throw your big girl panties if you gonna say something like that.
You
gotta be ready for response, because I had an incident where I was at Silver Spoons, and
that was a minute ago. I ain't been in there in years.
And I was
gonna get cases I'm messing with you.
And I'm standing. I'm thinking the young lady was sick or something, because she's standing there and she was like, she need help. You know, so I'm like, what you need help? I'm like, what you need?
She water? Said it like that. Yeah, I need help.
Yeah, I'm like, what you need? A water? So I'm like, go get your water. She's like, I need help. I'm like, help with what? She's like, I need help with my bills. I said, you said what? I said,
she said I need help.
Yeah.
Hold on. She was the first thing he said out the gate was men do that because they like a damsel in distress. So she was like, baby, I need some help. Yeah, and he was like, okay, you need help. What you need help with? I need my mortgage.
Yeah, that's basically what you said. You know, I'm thinking she need, to about to pass out or some shit.
You can't even make this out. You can't even make this up, can you?
So it shocked me really, because I'm like, did she just ask me? And I said,
yep.
And my response was, I said, shit, we all got bills, man. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
And so then she was like, so she was like, well, can you buy me a drink? I said, well, yeah, I'll buy you a drink. And as I'm sitting there at the bar, I'm just thinking, I'm like, this motherfucker just really asked me this. You know what I'm saying? And so, I said, you know what? Nah, just give me a drink. You know, I was also... That other night, I seen her again, she rolled her eyes at me. And I'm like,
oh, she was mad.
She mad. I'm like, but what response you expect me to give you if this was the first thing, you know what I'm saying? You ain't ask me my name, none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
she knew who name she need to pay.
That's what she thought.
I'm just playing. You know, I'm just joking. Oh my goodness, that is funny. But, I'm over here hollering too, sis. I'm like, this girl, I'm sitting here as a woman. You know, I ain't got it in me. I must not be that dramatic. You know, they say Leos are dramatic, but I really don't have it in me. I could not have seen myself coming up to you in the club or wherever you was, the lounge, the bar, the restaurant, wherever, and saying, I need help.
Yeah.
Now, she did need some more. She needed help.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah.
You reminiscing. You reminiscing.
Hope she got
but I feel like you was a good, honestly, see, that's what I'm saying. I've been knowing you for forever. You cool, because I wouldn't have bought her no drink. Why is you playing with me? I ain't free. I'm afraid of somebody. Let me take I wouldn't have bought that female no drink trying to play me like that. Yeah, because I'm going to tell you why I wouldn't have. For one, you were trying to play me. And for two, you just told me you need help on your bills, homegirl. You don't need no drink. Let me give you this 10 to go put on them bills.
Yeah,
that's what you should have did.
Nah.
Look, everybody over there laughing. They said she is crazy. Yeah, because if you need it, look, let me tell you something. Because I'm a realist. I've been a single mother and all of those things. I still couldn't have seen myself asking a guy like that. Had I needed the help though, and I asked for it, I would have, hey, whatever you were going to spend on that drink, you're going to have to give me that. You're going to have to give me that. That's going on a bill if you really need it.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm just the person that don't want to drown my sorrows. I got to take care of mine. My baby got to eat. I can't even be over here playing with you. He can't be in the dark. I don't need that drink. I need whatever you spend on that drink. That was funny. That was funny. They said she was crazy. Yeah. Yeah, but man, mixing that business with pleasure, I swear, it ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. Sis said when it comes to mixing business with pleasure. Thank y'all for the positive feedback. Please, everybody, go ahead and like the video. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. Go ahead. Don't forget. I'm going to wait on you to like the video. I'm going to look up there. No, I'm just kidding. But sis said when it comes to mixing business with pleasure, both people have to give 100%. Because if one person starts to slack on their end, the other person is going to... Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad she said that. I'm about to go. I gotta say this because he my best friend. I tell him not everything, but almost everything. He really is my best friend. I had somebody that thought with me in 2003. Now it was a long time ago that they was gonna play with me like that because sis said something that made sense. When you slack on your end, you have to know that the other person is gonna slack on their end. But I had somebody's son try to tell me, oh, well, you stop doing this and you stop doing that. Had whole amnesia on the other side, the right side of his brain. And then realized that I had been asking him for support. I had been asking him for certain things and he was not giving them to me. And he thought that I was still going to please him. And then he tried to play me like the reason that I stopped wasn't because of what he stopped doing. I know it ain't true, but it's some guys out here that really be trying to play like that, don't it? Be honest.
Yeah, of course.
Or playing to the fact that they still want you to please them and they don't want to help you with the kids or the bills or the tire or the lawn or whatever you ask them for. Like, I don't get it. I know what head they be thinking with.
You know. And
That is so sad.
It could be egotistical, you know.
Oh, I feel it's very egotistical because I said what I said. Listen, you ask a woman to be your woman, you should want her to be straight. If I'm giving you heaven, sunshine, glory, whatever it is you feel like I'm bringing peace into your life, why you want to mess that up? Why you want to play games and mess that up? If it's that good to you, whatever it is, my conversation, my sex, my support to you, my cooking, my cleaning, everything. Why would you want to not continue to keep me in a state of mind where I do that for you? Not you. He like, damn, I got to speak for the fellas.
Sometimes it may take the person for granted. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
And feel like, you know, they'll always be there, you know, in that sense.
Or they'll always keep giving them the honey.
Oh, okay. That too, you know what I mean? And so they tend to kind of put it on the back burner, so to speak. It's not an importance to them anymore because they feel like, you know what I'm saying, they got you.
It's like you don't miss that water till that well run dry and you realize you can't live off Coke. You need water. Yeah. I'm water. Yeah. I'm just saying, I am water. I don't give a damn. I give you life. You can't live without me. I need quit joking, but no. Yeah, they really do miss their water when they're I can't even talk. Know what I need? Yeah, they miss it, and it's like you said something earlier. They don't appreciate you because I'm telling you, I had to go and tell the truth and be 100. I had somebody's son really try to play with me like that years ago. I was like, what? I had a son, so I ain't had to play with nobody else's son. Don't play with me. What you doing? What you doing? Oh, okay. And I was everything he said. I was just like, okay, blame it on me. Say it's my fault. As long as you leave me alone. Because if you really think I'm gonna fall for that, like I said, and continue to please you, whether it's everything about me gonna be pleasing to you. I'm not saying it in an egotistical, arrogant way. I'm saying it because I know who I am as a woman and I give what I want. I'm very clear about that. I believe in reciprocity in relationships and I give what I want. I'm gonna give 100. I want 100. I ain't accepting 9.99. 99.99. You know what I'm talking about? I need that whole point because to be honest, I'm gonna give you 101. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm gonna give you more. So don't slack with me and then try to say that the reason why am I slacking like you don't know you slacking. I'm glad you were honest with me today. I really appreciate you. Always are, because I'm telling you, I come to him and I be asking him stuff and I be like, I don't understand. I'm trying to understand these men. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it ain't just all y'all, but I know it ain't just all us. And I really, that one has me tripping. That whole, it's a maturity thing. It's an ego thing and it's a maturity thing, and I'm glad you said it. For a person to feel like they want to continue to be pleased. And I'm going to be real on either end. because I can't sit here and just negate the fact that women don't do the same things. Like women don't play games. Cause I already said they asked them in the first week. What did you say? You seriously had girls ask you during the first conversation on the phone if you can help them pay their phone bill. You should have been like, if I pay this phone bill, I'm the only one you finna be talking to, huh, girl? Don't play with me. Tell them, you my cousin. We ain't doing it. Yeah, or if I could cash out them some money. See, that's why.
Yeah, cash app fucked the game
Look,
all the way
see,
up.
I've heard that though. I've heard that Cash App has messed people up to the fact that people, and I got like some married family members that be like they can't even have Cash App. It has messed people up. I'm like, I don't use for business.
Yeah, they feel the need to ask you anytime now. Talking about, can you cash out me this? I'm like, really? Is this what we doing now?
Hello. Is this young girls or old girls? I just want to know. Is this
across
like
the board, really? No,
okay?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Now,
all age, right?
Because see, in the past, you ask somebody for some more, mom said they ain't got it or they can't get it to you right now.
Oh,
so now the accessibility is so great now.
They want you to send them
right there,
that location and that Cash App. They done did everything like that.
They go to Western Union no more. You just shoot them motherfuckers straight on through. So they got.
She like, look, that what is that on the phone? Ding. She waiting on that thing. Oh man, hold up. I already know nobody in my family ain't doing this. But don't be have us. Don't have the queens out here looking bad. Cause we don't play like that. We gonna ask if we pleasing. The kings are going to reciprocate. But we ain't out here trying to take nothing that we ain't earned. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's however you earned it, ladies. I'm just saying. It ain't right to be asking nobody on the first week to pay your phone bill, girl. Look, if my phone bill was finna be paid, finna get cut off, I don't even need to be talking to you. I need to be over there trying to make some moves to get it paid. How I mean a new dude?
Or be talking to the motherfucker who you been talking to, the reason why it's up.
Why you say she been talking to somebody?
She has probably been 9 out of 10.
And guys do feel like that. And it's probably the truth. It's probably the truth. He was like, talk to whoever you been talking to. Yep.
Yeah, don't put the burdens on me now, I'm just not knowing you.
But that makes sense what you said. He like, I just met you, homegirl. Ain't no way. How I just meet you and your phone bill need to be paid? Cause no, for real. Tell me in the comments what you said to her. Cause this been funny. This been funny all day. But ladies, okay, hold on, family. Please tell me if y'all ever had a guy to do y'all like this and ask y'all for something, because I can't even make this shit up. I know it had to be 10 years ago. I cannot make it up though, y'all. I had a guy that I met and maybe probably went out on one date with him, and that man asked me for $200. I'll never forget, because I was like, this crazy motherfucker in the world. Who he think he is? Who he think I am? Who daughter he think? I can never forget that. I don't remember his name. I remember his face, but I'm just saying, we went on one date. And a man literally, it was just like what y'all said. We were on the phone, and the man said something about his light bill. I don't know what he said. And I remember this the guy, I'm going to say his game, because he was a widow. His wife had died, and he was a single mother to his son. Single father to his son. And I'm telling you, I met that guy one week. We might have went out on a date 2 weeks later. Nothing happened, nothing like that. And I'm telling you, we was on the phone later on in the week. And I guess he thought, because he was telling me I was beautiful, like I ain't know I was beautiful with 2 L's, that he was going to, that's why he asked me for $200. I was so offended. I looked at the phone. I said, what you say? And he said, and then he I guess he caught the tone in my voice. I had to sit up for that one. Because I ain't played 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? No, not even then. I calmed down a little bit. And I said, what you say? And I looked at the phone. This man had asked me for $200, and then he got the fumbling in his voice and talking about he want his. I said, I'm gonna call you back, because I think I was so offended I couldn't even say nothing to the man. I never talked to that man again. I think maybe 15, 20 minutes later, he texted me like, I was just playing. I'm sorry. I can't make this up, y'all. Has this ever happened to y'all? Because I can't believe that man asked me for no. He offended me. Like, bitch, I'm a queen. Who you talking to? You would be entertainment. That's all you could be. I never talked to that man again, y'all. I can't make this up. And I ain't gonna lie, he was fine. And I'm gonna tell you something. Tell me if I'm wrong. I think he thought, because I'm fine. Let's be very clear about this. And I was even finer 10 years ago. So I feel like he thought because he was fine, he could ask me for some money. You can't, bruh, now. Because if I want to give you whatever I want to give you, you ain't gonna have to ask me for it. You know what I'm saying? Every woman is in me. You ain't gonna have to ask me for nothing. Oh, they're trying to lie on your deceased wife and your child. Bachelor bill. Has this happened to y'all? They over here like, but no, I feel like this man thought because he was nice looking that he could do that. Do you feel like that's really the 100 reason that women do that? Like when they find they know they look good? Look at him, he's just you go through that all the time, don't they? He like
because I mean, yeah.
Go tell the truth.
I mean, I
feel like that.
I'm gonna give you a prime example. There was something that was just recently at the All White affair.
Okay.
I'm standing in line. Girl behind me, woman behind me. And
girl, woman is fine.
Well,
it wasn't disrespectful.
And we talking, just small talking. She said she stay in Houston. She from here though, blase. And you know, she was attractive, you know, woman or whatnot.
Yeah.
And you know,
she was fine.
Like
she was fine. You just said. Just say she fine. Okay, I guess. Okay. Because I need to paint the picture for the family so they can see what's going on when you was there.
So. And we just sitting there small talking. Another guy, he talking to, because it was two of them. Another guy was talking. You know, we just talking back and forth because we were waiting in line for the drinks. Mm-hmm. And, you know, she introduced herself to me. You know, like, hey, I'm such and such. I'm like, okay, how you doing? You know,
need help.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, how you doing? You know, so, you know, we just talking blase. So, the guy had said something about, you know, oh man, he probably ain't gonna be long. He asking me, was I gonna be long getting my drink? I'm like, oh no, man, I'm just getting something small. Be out y'all way in a minute. And as I was turning around,
give me that dope shot of this.
As I was turning around, I hear her say, yeah, you just gonna get mad too. You know what I'm saying? And so I was just like, yeah, let me get one Hennessy on the rocks.
That's how you call for help? Is that what the girl did? Yeah. That's what the girl did when she was at the bar. She was like, baby, I did. You gotta make it right. That's how you do when you call for help. You gotta sit it out.
I turned around if I didn't hear her. I said, let me get one Hennessy on the rocks.
I already know when you drinking. I was like, subject you a double shot of Hennessy.
It happens all the time. Women always use their attachment to try to, you know, gain something. And what they don't realize is, if you just sit back and hold tight, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get it done anyway. It might not be by that person.
True story.
You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be by somebody else.
True story. He ain't lying, ladies. I'm telling you. I will say that even as a woman, I have seen women throw their beauty, whatever, they sexiness around. Because I ain't gonna lie, men be right there. It's like, I ain't saying it's right, but men be right there. They be right there. I promise you, the way you get treated as I don't like to say this because I feel like every woman is beautiful, every guy is handsome, like, because it's inside for me, you know, it's not outside. Y'all already know how I move. But we just gonna call it what it is. When women have a better physique than other women, they get treated differently, right? Yeah. And I know that. I'm finna be 100 with y'all. I know that from being on both ends. When I gained weight and when I used to be skinny, I know that. But I also know that you still get it, but the attention is different. So if you're a certain size, I remember when I was a certain size, and I feel like even now, I told somebody, you almost get so much attention that you don't even want it. So I can imagine, this is just me speaking, what I would get if I batted my eyes a little bit. Or I switched a little bit, or my dress was a little more fitted because of the way my physique is. Mm-hmm. So you're right. I feel like women be throwing it out there, but you know, men be catching it. Nah, let me quit. But I feel like I was just offended because I didn't realize guys did that when they thought they were fine. Like, I mean, well, a nice looking guy. I didn't know that nice looking guys behave the same way that nice looking women do. That's what I'm trying to say. I didn't even realize it. Cause I'm like, did he really think he won't ask me? Yeah, I'm back on it. He really think he won't ask me for some damn money. Like, damn. What he a damn gigolo? I don't know. I ain't even got nothing from him, y'all. I ain't even want nothing from him. I'm just saying. It's like what Cuz said. He hadn't even pleasured me. Go ask me for some money.
I don't even know how to explain them from a guy standpoint.
No, I'm just saying, it offended me, though, that he would do it. So I can imagine, you know, y'all stand-up guys, y'all feel offended when y'all feel like a woman doing it like that and they trying to play with y'all like they sitting down for help. You know what I'm saying? In the first week, standing at the bar. You know what? I'm going to start hanging out with my homeboy at the bar, even though I don't drink, because it look like they keep coming up trying to get him when he at the bar. Every time he go to get that shot in, they trying to get him. I'm come over there and be your bodyguard and help you out. Be like, just be like, nah, sis, please come help me. Because it look like he get caught at the bar every time somebody try to get some money.
I don't know
He
what
must
it
be,
is.
you be walking out there looking like money. Stop doing it.
I mean, you know,
Stop doing it. And then he gonna say, look, and then he look down because he know he look fly today. That's what I'm saying. Every time I see him, but I know how. Let's say he was in a different setting, dressed up. I know he like to dress. I already know how he do it. So I'm telling you, but I'm joking. But do you feel like that's what it is? You look like money when you out there.
I mean, it can have
Don't
a
tell the
tribute to
truth.
it.
Don't tell the truth.
It
You
can
look
be
like
attributed-
money.
It can be attributed to this.
You look like money.
But it's still like the audacity to just it will give me like, God damn, you don't even know my name. You don't even know what I'm about. I'm gonna be a crazy motherfucker.
That's how I
Nah,
feel
you know
with
what I'm saying?
homeboy.
Like, you ain't even got a chance to get past that point before you ask me for some damn money. Like,
Just because I was
what?
fine out there looking like money, he thought he gonna ask me for some money.
I
I
might
feel you.
just think I might give you this money, but I might give you hell because of this money. I might be motherfucker come knock
be a
on your door,
stalker.
motherfucker break, slash
Yeah.
your tires and this shit. You thought about that? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking to myself. So if you that comfortable come to me like that, how many more motherfuckers you gotta come doing like this?
I'm
So,
trying to
you
tell
know.
you, cuz never did tell me what he told that girl about that phone bill. Because I want to hear it. Because I'm telling you, I couldn't even say nothing one day. I promise you. I get it now. I was at the fine looking like money. He thought he... Oh, so I was fine and I was looking like money. But he didn't know that my self-esteem was higher than my motherfucking bank account. What is you talking about? What is you talking about? My self-esteem higher than my bank account. Because I feel like that play a part with men and women. See, you out here looking like money, but they don't know your self-esteem higher than your bank account. You can't come get me out of my money.
Nah.
And I feel like it happens on both ends. Both ends. You over here. I'm tripping though. We need to go to the bar with him. We need to go to the bar with him and hang out because every time that's why they try to ambush you. I can't let them do you like that. Yeah, and I mean they over here hollering in the comments because I'm telling you, this is like the fun. I don't know, this conversation been funny. I appreciate y'all family because I'm telling you, I just had to talk about that today because I know I ain't the finest in the world. I know I'm just one of them. I'm one of the most beautiful girls in the world that Prince was talking about. I'm one of them. But I promise you, I get hit on every time I go somewhere, and it actually gets to be offensive because men don't even know how to hit on you. Every time you go for a service or something where you're having to work with a man, they're always hitting on you. I'm being totally honest. And I'm just like, when does it become a point where you don't always try to mix business with pleasure? I actually give more respect to the men, whatever color they are. And I'm just going to be real. The ones that look like me be front and center. Front and center thinking I want them because they look like me. The ones that don't, y'all know what that means. They are more respectful, even though I've had some of them batting their eyes at me and smiling. They just approach. They just was like, I ain't gonna. Maybe they ain't know how I was gonna respond because they ain't look like me. You know what I mean? But I'm just like the way our guys, the ones that look like me, approach me. Like y'all need work anyway. Even if y'all didn't want me, I need to teach y'all a class. Y'all need work. Y'all need to come to our class. We need to do a class because I'm telling you, this ain't gonna work. You can talk to them 100 about their ego and all them other things they need to let go of. And I'm going to talk about the aspect of how it looks like to a woman. And I'm going to give them some pointers on really how to get it if you really want to get it. I can tell you. I can show you. You know what I'm saying? But the way they be coming now, it's not working. It's not working.
Yeah, I mean, you got guys like say, you know, with the business side, you know, especially if they doing like work as far as home repairs, lawn service, things of that nature. They just
Them the main ones. I don't care what nobody say. Every man that cut grass is a whoremonger. Every man, yeah, they about to get me. Every man that I've encountered that cut grass has been a whoremonger. That's my word for him. Men be thirsty too, and I'm gonna say that in a minute because men don't realize that all that is you looking thirsty, and y'all all. Not you, but men, not my family, but fellas always want to say women are thirsty, and men are thirsty every time they trying to talk to you. Every time. And let me see who else is a whoremonger that I've encountered. Most of the technicians, I said most of the technicians that come in your house, the plumbers, the electricians, the pest control, who else we got? All them. They come in your house to serve the appliance people. Most of them, don't forget the security alarm people. Them too. You know what I'm saying? All of them, they're whoremongers. Who else be doing it? I know the people like at the service departments, like the where we go to get our car fixed, baby, they just they be right there, thirsty as hell, just thirsty.
Yeah.
Don't make no sense. But then I told you about my issue that I had. Well, I didn't have no issue. He had one. But my incident where I had a couple of weeks ago where I was just looking for another man to service my lawn. I got some neighbors. I saw them. I pulled up. I asked the man for his card. I asked the man for his card, and as soon as I asked the man for his card, I had to call my homeboy. I was like, I don't even feel like this today because I had just got off work. The first thing that came out of his mouth was, do you want my card for business or pleasure? See, he thought that was cute. The shit offended me. It offended me because I'm like, bitch, who I look like to you? I ain't no hoe. I ain't out here soliciting. Like, why would you ask me that? And that's what I'm saying when I say that guys don't know that they can be going overboard sometimes. I was offended because I'm like, I asked this man for a business card because he is servicing the lawn. But I'm going to tell you the truth why he had an issue. Because in my mind, I was thinking, it was two men. I asked the man for a business card for lawn service. The one that handed me the card, it was the owner. The one who was talking was the worker. So who you think I want anyway? I don't want the worker. So I smiled at the owner just because I wanted to. And the fact that the owner had more sense. He didn't even say nothing smart. He actually didn't want to tell me what the other gentleman said. He was like, I ain't gonna tell her that. And then the guy was like, what did she say? And I ain't say nothing. I kind of had this smile, but it really was me pissed on the other end. You know how some people have like a nervous smile? It was a nervous smile because I was like, did he really just ask me that? That's exactly how I felt. Like you said, the girl asking you about the drink. Like I really was like, did this man just ask me, do I want this card for business or pleasure? Like, it's not cute all the time. It can be offensive to us as women, and I don't think men really realize it.
Well, a lot of them got it twisted. There, a man having his own lawn service or doing his own thing is an attractive for all, especially black women. That's the notion they got there. She like, okay, yeah, she see I'm doing something, so she gotta want me.
Something.
You know what I'm saying?
Somebody doing more than something. I might like a suit and tie type of guy. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know me.
Yeah, she gotta want me. She asked for my card because she see I got my
I gotta want my yard cut.
Yeah, see, I don't think
and that ain't gonna get cut by you.
That was the
you just lost business.
Yeah, exactly.
And pleasure, you know.
but in essence, because a lot of women do trade those services that the men give for, you know what I'm saying, pleasure. A lot of them get it twisted and just suspect that that's what all of them.
Everybody is like that.
You know what I mean? Because you got women. I never forget one of my other uncles.
All our great uncles. They helping us out in the chat today, family. All the uncles came through with their advice.
When I first started working for him, he told me, he was like, it's gonna be women that's gonna try to get you to do service for him, you know what I'm saying? And he just said, and trade for sex. He said,
that what he said? He just came straight out. Well, yeah, I'm glad Unc said it like that. It's the truth.
He said, I had to tell him, it ain't nothing I can do with a receipt. He was like, so he was like, we gonna handle our business first. And after the business is done, then we can go with whatever you're talking about.
Sis said business first, then pleasure. Did y'all hear? So our other uncle said, because I feel like this go for both of us.
Yeah.
Unc said you cannot handle business with a wet receipt. Do y'all know what a wet receipt is? If you know what a wet receipt is, put that in the comments. Just give me a thumbs up in the comments if you know what a wet receipt is. If you don't, I might tell you. If somebody asks me, I might tell them. Man, I like Unc. I like both of them because I feel like both of them gave great advice. And I mean, it is what it is. We can't just look at it like we already know men just be out here soliciting. That's the word I'm going to use. But we know we also can't handle business with wet receipts either. So I feel like I've heard, like I have other friends, that are police officers, different people in the service area, because everybody isn't a technician. Like any of the services. It can be, whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm a therapist. My patients be soliciting. They know I ain't doing whatever. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying any of those professions, I've heard people say that women be trying to get out of tickets by hiking their dress up a little bit, open their legs a little. Like, really? And every man isn't trying to do that. Some men are trying to do their job. Like, do you agree?
Yeah. I mean, especially when I've heard a couple of guys, my police officers say that all the time. pull somebody over and they try to, you know, hide their dress up a little bit more. Or, you know,
I should dress
push
up.
their cleaves up a little bit more. Trying to get out their ticket.
Yeah,
you know
I've
what I mean?
heard that.
And,
I had a homeboy tell me that.
And so it's more common, you know.
For women to do it,
for women to do it, because I mean,
didn't know that.
Because for one, you know, you're not gonna come in contact with that many females in a position where you can kind of persuade them out. Then too, we ain't got the, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got the what
we
can I say?
The physique? I don't know.
Yeah, we ain't got the physique.
I know what you're talking about. I'm like, y'all ain't got what? The part? Y'all ain't got the part.
We ain't got the physique. The kind of display without being what they call it what they call it
I don't know.
vulgar without being
vulgar.
vulgar.
Okay, okay, I see what you're saying. But it's kind of like what I said, I guess. I can just put on, I can smile, because see, I'm telling you, your smile is the most attractive thing about you. Or I could, you know, switch a little bit. Or my dress can be a little fitted, or I can hike it up a little bit, try to get out of that ticket. Look, don't be out here trying to get him no information. And then, but a man can't really just do that. A man got to work a little harder.
He got to probably do a little charm, you know what I mean? The words, more so to speak, you know what I mean? To try to get out something like that. And then, to be honest, 9 times out of 10, if it's a woman car pulling up, I can say 9 times out of 10, I'm going to say 5 times out of 10. Okay. She might be playing for the team anyway, so it ain't going to do you no good.
Both ways, though. We gotta be honest, friend. You're right about what you're saying. Some women are playing for the other team. Yeah. I don't know about that. We might have to disagree on it, because I feel like I know what she was about to say. Is more women playing for the other team than men?
Openly. Openly. I'm going to say openly.
Well, we will agree with openly, but we definitely won't agree.
Yeah. Now,
I will say openly is the key word, because there are a lot of men, and we get messed up like that too. So, but
openly.
So I guess it is a little easier. I'm trying to think of what you told me years ago. We was joking about something. Back to what you said about women, we could just do a little bit and kind of get away with it, but men have to do more. Because I think you told me something like women already know what they want. Well, if they're interested in a guy or something to that effect. I know you were just telling me like women have options. Women don't have to be thinking about who they gonna date or sleep with or none of that, because women, you know, I feel like personally, a man will sleep with a woman. Don't be letting him lie to you about how she look or none of that. He'll get her. She ain't got no problem. She will not have a problem with getting whatever she want. But I think you were saying to me that men have to go through more, because men don't just have those options laying around.
Yeah. Basically, I think that was what you're talking about when you when I was saying, you know, if you're an attractive female, you get approached on a daily basis. I mean, especially if you're out in the public. You know what I mean? If you work out in the public where you're around different men, you get hit on a daily basis. So you know what I mean? Your options are way wider, because it comes to you naturally like that. Versus, you know, you can be an attractive male, but you won't necessarily know a woman, you know, hit on you all the time, because all women ain't straightforward like that. You know, because
I'm not hitting on a man.
Yeah,
it just ain't my thing. I'm a feminist.
Yeah, a woman will go be around you 5 years and be wanting to jump your bones, but ain't never said nothing. You know what I'm saying? But
I've been knowing you all this time. I gotta know what that thing feel like. A woman said that on the song, y'all. Yeah, I guess that would be a good way to say it, though. I've been knowing you all this time. I just gotta know what that thing feel like.
Yeah, so you know, so it's one of them things where, you know, that the women just have, you know, like I said, their options are greater.
Yeah,
you know
and men have to do more work.
Yeah, do a little bit more. Yeah, you know, and that's all right. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I always say, you know, if it come easy, you may not want it.
I agree on both ends. You're right. If it come easy, you may not want it. Yes, sis. I guess I will have him back. He's been such an amazing guest. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I tell y'all, we always have great dialogue. I get to call him anytime I need, you know, a therapist. When I need my therapist, I call him to ask him advice about men. And he's gonna tell me the truth, even if he does not agree with what I'm saying. He gonna be like, nah, he tell me the truth, so I can handle it sometimes. Sometimes he get on my nerves, because you know he a Gemini, not just playing. But nah, so yeah, I agree. I mean, from both sides, I don't know what the consensus is, because the family saying like I am not mixing business with pleasure. I'm not really sure if it's safe. It ain't safe. It ain't safe. Yeah. And okay, sis, she said pleasure doesn't always mean sex. I did say that earlier, because I'm telling you, I'm a grown woman. Let me tell y'all what I'm on right now. Well, like I said earlier, power couple moves. I really don't want to be with anybody I cannot build with, and someone who cannot build with me. And that entitles you both to support one another. And that's pleasure to me right now.
Right.
Some of it. But some of it. But I'm telling you, it's high on my list now. I'm telling you. So for me, I don't just need a man who is going to even just provide financially or sexually. I want someone to support me in my businesses and the things that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, men don't be saying like they know how to do that. They be wanting their pleasure, but they don't.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm like, no, they don't be doing it. I'm just about to say it.
But that's
Not
gotta,
all of y'all.
that's got to be somebody that's, like I said, in tune with the vision. You know what I mean? Like, if the vision
Say
of
it
the
again.
business, in tune with the vision, if the vision of the business is on the same level, then, you know, you should be able to weed out all the other stuff that come along because you got a vision of what it's going to be, what you're trying to make it.
Like the
You
bigger
know what I
picture.
mean? The
Is
bigger
that what you
picture.
meant?
The
Yeah.
bigger picture, you know. To whereas, you know, we may feel different one way or another about whatever it is, but you got a common goal and a common, you know, path of what you want to try to do business wise, and then it shouldn't be that hard. But, you know, like I said, that's where you knowing the person. You gotta know the person first, because like I said, you know the person ain't built for, you know, if it's jealousy, you know, like I said, impatient, you know, any of those
Anything
qualities
that's gonna
like that
affect
that's
the
gonna affect the
business
business,
side.
then you know,
Won't
you
be
miss
able
the
to do
pleasure
it.
with it. You know what I mean? But if you know
Yeah.
this person has got the same, you know what I'm saying, kind of goal-oriented mind you is, kind of on the same page, like let's get this done, we're gonna do the by any means, whatever situation, then you know it may be something that can work out. You know, so it ain't always not possible, but you know you gotta have two people on the same wave.
But I feel like that's the only way, you know, the whole aspect of power couples are really, to me, just people that have positively mixed business with pleasure. They have been able to successfully mix the two and it worked. That means personally, they pleasure each other, whatever that look like, sex, you know, family, supporting each other. But then when it comes to making money and building, they got that side too. But how do you think that even happens though? Because I feel like it has to do with a lot with your chemistry.
Right.
And I think Sis said earlier, the level you're on, like your maturity level, not just the vision, but the vision has to be plain.
I mean, you could look at just the power couple like Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Both of them kind of had their own set, you know, as far as before they got together. You know what I mean? So therefore, you knew that person business mind. You know, okay, he on this. You know, he an entrepreneur. Okay, she on this. You know what I'm saying? She about making paper, making business move. So you already kind of know how that person is. So you as a couple now, it can only get greater because you know this person here is already business oriented like that. Now y'all might have a couple of little differences, of course. But
kinks to
yeah. But I mean, for the main part, you know, this person here been successful in how he doing. She been successful how she doing. So why we can't be successful together? We just put our minds and understand that it's gonna have to be some compromise within the system. You know
Keyword, yes, compromise. I definitely feel like that has to be one of those things. But I guess that goes back, you know, if you're a power couple, you have both of those things balanced. It possibly does go back to when you said you got to know somebody personally too. However you know them personally, whether it's business first, you know how they are in business, then you get to know them personally, or you know how they are personally. They're not somebody who's going to be jealous. They're not somebody who's going to be petty. Then you all can do business together, because to me, that's the only way it's going to work. But that's why I'm not necessarily opposed to mixing the both. That's the only reason I'm not, because, and I know we named a celebrity couple, but I personally know it ain't that many. I ain't gonna lie, it's not that many. Like maybe like one, I'm gonna say two that I can think of that they're in marriages and personally they get along well from what I see, and business wise they are building. Like both, I know both people separately and what they had going on before they met the other person, and all I seen was growth when they came together. And that's the whole point of it. To me, if you're definitely gonna mix business with pleasure, it's about both of them.
Right.
It's about having both of them.
It's kind of the same story where not necessarily celebrities, but I was listening to them.
But that's a good example.
The people that own, what's it called, the Turkey Hood down in Houston.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And they were saying basically they was just, you know, a couple who started the business off as just something just to make a little money. Because
Okay.
they had the
Little
black
side hustle
yeah,
problem.
they had, what it was, the black rodeo down there in Houston, and they was like, they set up outside selling turkey legs. He was like, about the third or fourth day, people was coming just to get turkey legs when they was going to the rodeo. So they
That's
were
what
like,
I'm
well,
talking about,
damn,
power couple.
and they were like, well,
They
damn,
put
we
it
can make
together.
something out of this. And here it is now. They got a multi-million-dollar company
They
where they
do.
bring in millions of
I
dollars.
want to go down there
You know
just
what
for
I
one.
mean?
I
they
told
got-
somebody we need to take a road trip.
Yeah.
Cause I told somebody, I think somebody posted on social media they took their daughter down there, and I was like, I want to go down there, and I don't even be eating meat, but I'm gonna eat turkey.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and so in
yeah.
that sense, it works because you kind of know their personal struggle. Now, when it comes to a situation where you may not be married and you do it, it can be a little different. I know,
But
because
that's where the contracts come in, friend.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying you're wrong. I agree with that. But I feel like that's where contracts come into play. Like sis said, everything needs to be in writing.
Yeah.
Even if you married, that's just my opinion. Everything needs to be in writing. Let me tell you something. When we get to making love, that ink ain't gonna change, but our feelings gonna change.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And when we get mad at each other, wondering why we hate each other, that ink ain't gonna change.
Yeah.
So it really protects both people, and
Yeah.
people don't realize that. Like, it really does protect both people.
Kind of one of the things that bring you back to reality after all the boo-hoo and all the FUs and all that. Look at that paper and be like, damn, you know what I'm saying?
But I told her I was gonna do that,
Yeah.
and for him I agreed. Same thing. So yeah, I don't know, family. I appreciate y'all coming. I don't know if nobody gonna consider mixing business with pleasure. Like we both have said, I have done it before. On an aspect, I mean, it wasn't negative, but of course, it wasn't long term or anything like that. So it can work. But I agree with everything that you all has been saying. Like the part about everything has to be in writing. Both people have to be mature, level-headed. You cannot mix your feelings with the facts of the business. You know, and definitely your honey gonna affect your money, so we have to be mindful of who we're picking. So, all right, family, make sure you hit that like button. Thank y'all so much for coming. I appreciate it. Please thank my guest. He did an amazing job today, so I think I'm gonna let him come back and
Appreciate you.
we're gonna talk about a couple of more things because I want to kind of get these relationships together because I need to see more power couples. That's all I'm saying. If we gonna have pleasure, I need some business. I'm just saying. All right, family, until next time we meet, I'll see y'all later. I'm going to get up out of here. I always be pushing the wrong button.